morning, y'all. It is Saturday, December 15th, I believe. Don't give me the line. You know what? In my last video, I'm talking about, part of the video I'm talking about is Saturday. The other part of the video I'm talking about is Sunday. Y'all pay me no mind. When I get off work, it's like the crack of dawn, and my night was your day and my day was your night and all of that tomfoolery. But anyway, I just wanted to come through and say good morning. It's 7:41 Saturday, and last night was a pretty good night at work. We got a lot done. We found a lot of stuff that needed to be written up, so of course I did that last night. I have a slight headache for some reason. It's probably because I didn't eat and sleep properly yesterday. I know when I was talking to y'all, I'm telling y'all, oh, I'm going to make me some baked fish and I'm going to do this. Baby girl had no time for none of that. I'm going to tell you exactly what I did. After I picked up my mom, it was about, I want to say 7:30 when I got home. I have to leave the house to get to work by at least 9:15 in order to be on time. I actually ended up leaving work at, leaving to go to work at 9:30. It was almost like 9:45 before I even got on the parkway. So, any of y'all from the DMV, you already know on the parkway it's going to take an additional 15-20 minutes to get there. So, I got to work about 10:22 around about that time. I went on ahead and I just went on into work at 10:30. The good thing about working overnight is having that little bit of flex time, flex time. Thank God for the government. So, so that was what was popping off with that. But I wanted to come through and say something about ages. Last night at work, so I'm doing my normal job. My job is like I'm supervisory at night, so I watch people. I gotta write stuff up. I make sure that people are upholding the contract and things like that or whatever. So why did I just pass my destination? Yo, I'm trying to tell y'all, I be getting distracted like beans. I'm so confused right now. Like I don't way past my destination. Waste of gas. Anyway, I'm so sorry, y'all. Okay, but anyway, so I'm doing my job last night. For some reason, I start asking. I'm like, so how old are you? How old are you? How old are you? And I work with a lot of people who look really mature for their age. I'm being nice. But they look really mature for their age. And they're babies. Like, I'm talking about like 21, 22. They're rather young. And I'm only calling them babies because I just got out of that phase of being called a baby myself, even though I look really young. I just got out of that phase because I'm 30. Well, I'll be 30 in January. So technically, I'm still a baby to somebody that's 60 or whatever have you. But anyway, the reason why I brought up their ages was because one of the guys, I was like, so how old are you? Now, I'm not saying this because I don't think that the guy is actually attracted to me or anything like that. But I don't know. It's like it's just funny to me sometimes to hear his response. So I said, how old are you? And he said, I'm 22. And I was like, aw. And they don't know me well enough because I've only been working overnight. I want to say like this is going into my 3rd month right here. So I haven't been working overnight my entire life, so they don't really know my personality. I'm so sorry, y'all. They don't really know my personality all that well. So when I tell him, I'm like, I was like, oh, I guess he thought that I was making fun of him, so to speak, like, oh, you're a baby, you're so young, da da da. And to me, yeah, it's cute. It's like, oh, I remember when I was 23. I think it's more of me thinking of when I was that age than it is me patronizing you for being that age. But it probably didn't come across that way. Anyway, so he was like, no, 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 I'm real mature for my age, though, and I don't be dating no women, except for when they're over the age of 30 or whatever, because I don't even talk to girls around my age. So I had to laugh. I had to laugh because I remember like it was yesterday. I remember being that young. I remember saying things like, oh, I only deal with older dudes. I only talk to older guys. And even though that was true, and I was mature for my age, I was still a baby. Like to them, I was still a baby. To somebody, I was still a child. To my parents, needless to say, I was still a child. So to hear him say that, it just kind of made me smile. He was like, "Oh, what you trying to say that I'm young? You trying to say I'm like I'm not young? I'm just me. I'm just me." And so, I mean, that kind of made me think, and I was like, "Oh, that's kind of cute or whatever." He's 22, but he grown though. He grown. So I was like, I mean, I said that the first time, but in my head, there's a lot more to that process, but I'm just not articulating it that well because it just made me rekindle everything that I was going through when I was 22. So, I was bringing that up to say that maturity is really one of those things that no matter how much of it you think you got, you don't realize that you have it until it's time to use it. It's like even right now, I'm going to sound immature to someone who's older than me, or maybe some people who are younger than me, because that does happen. But to somebody, I'm going to be immature, just like he sounded immature to me. And it's like growing pains it's really, 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 really one of those things that once it happens, then you're like, wow, that's how I used to act. That's how I used to sound. And that's part of the reason why I'm making these videos, is because I want to remember what I was like. Because to me, I was always mature. I was always advanced for my age. But, in all reality, I wasn't. I was immature. I did immature things. And now that I'm older, I'm trying to behave like I'm not even trying to behave. That was the wrong thing to say. Now that I'm older, I behave older because that's how I am. That's how I feel. That's what I do. So I mean, I just want to say this, and I'll probably continue making I'll probably make another video today. But I just wanted to say, just act your age, y'all. It's okay if you're a younger person or whatever, and you act mature, then do that. But don't try to defend yourself when someone asks you how old you are. You don't have to articulate that point to nobody. If I say, "Oh, how old are you?" and you say, "I'm 22." And be like, "Yeah, I know, right? I'm a baby." Cuz it doesn't matter what I think. I'm not dating you. I'm not putting you in I'm not judging you. I just wanted to know how old you were, and my reasoning and my thing behind or what anybody else thinks about how old you are or whatever has nothing to do with whether you gonna live or breathe or walk tomorrow. So I just wanted to say that, and I'll catch up with you guys later. All right.